Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. It is Whiskey Wednesday night. How is everybody doing tonight? What is going on? I am just, hanging out, about to drink 5 blind samples of Stagg. It's going to be a fun night. How are y'all doing? The chat has been booming tonight already. We already have about 60 people hanging out in the chat, hanging out. Let me say hi to you guys. Let me go back up to the top here, guys. We had, let's see, in the beginning, of course, my buddy Trev Wilson, the Wrench, as I call him. Christopher David is here. Duran Bam, thank you, man. Tammy and Brian Brennicky, lovely couple. Welcome in, guys. Nice to see you. DMC Kentucky, how are you, buddy? New Patreon, thank you so much for coming in. OG Brick 420, let's see. Who else is here? Steve A, of course. The true Stagg in the chat, Steve A. He's always hanging out. Thanks for coming in again tonight, man. We have, let's see, One Lost Cause in the house, Arthur Lopez. This was everybody just hanging out before. Scott Meacham. Let's see, Mike Meyer was here. Bayou Drams is in the house. Everyone's getting their palate ready. Yeah, please join me. Help me out. Karen B. Ford is here. How you doing, Karen? I have a cool story about Karen a little bit later. Wildlife and Whiskey is here. Jim Muller's here. How you doing, Jim? Thanks for coming in. The Bourbon Buddies. What's up, buddies? Chris Buzalencia. Nice to see you, man. Let's see here. Peter White from Canada is up in the house. He's all the way up there. Sipper Social Club, also from Canada. Jeremy, thanks for coming in, man. I'm sure you guys know, but definitely go check out Sipper Social Club channel if you haven't yet. Monroe Doctrines in the house. Nice to see you, buddy. Mike Snook, Go Habs, another Canadian. Canada. Canada is represented tonight here. Automaton G is in the house. Let's see. Cap and Make It Happen. What's up, my brother from Texas? Andrew Spirell, Risky Business, Jason Simone, Donald Rance. How you doing, buddy? MGB Maltman, MJB Maltman. What is up, man? Guarana Hernandez, Doug Tempest, the Linux Cat, Nick Foles, people jumping in. All right, I'm catching up. DH Silv, Brian Hoven. All right, welcome, guys. Let's see. Welcome to the Master Drum Whiskey Room tonight. As you know, it is Ultimate Stagg Night. We have 5 epic Staggs to see which ones are going to come out on top tonight in a blind tasting. Obviously, I don't have the older George T. Staggs from the BTAC collection, which I heard are pretty epic. But I have the 2 latest releases. So I'm going to see how they stack up against Batch 12, the new Batch 13, and the long-forgotten, beloved Batch 9. This got our first super chat, guys. Whiskey in the 6 comes in. He says, Waglio with the Stagg rundown. What do you think about Sagamore Double Rye? I wasn't too much of a fan of that one. I preferred their cast strength, but it's pretty good. I did prefer their cast strength, and some of the Sagamore picks are really good. Their double rye I wasn't too fond of. Good solid rye, but I'd rather drink the cast strength, man. But thank you. Cheers for that. Thank you, man. Let's see. Daniel Autry sipping Junior 12 now. All right. All right, awesome. So, guys, before we jump into the blind tasting, just a couple of quick announcements. We'll have a couple of news stories, then we're going to dive right into this tasting because it's gonna. I want to kind of ease my way through it. It'll be a little crazy tonight. So, hey, we got another super chat. We got Mike Snook, $4.99. He says excited to see which Stagg comes out on top. Cheers to you, buddy. Oh, that made no noise. What the hell? Oh, solid. Cheers, man. Thanks, Mike. So in my glass to get my palate ready, guys, I am sipping some Colonel Taylor Bottled and Bond. Absolutely love this stuff. Nick Foles, have you ever tried any of the 140 proof Staggs? I have not. Hey, Scott from My Bourbon Journey's in the house. Hey, man. Thanks for coming in. Mark Salib is here, another Canadian. Love it. So I did a couple of quick announcements, guys. Over, let's see, about two or 3 days ago, I passed 7,000 subs. In about a month, I went from 6,000 to 7,000. So I wanted to thank you all out there for watching and supporting the channel. It's been incredible growth the last, month or so. I think the end of the year videos, have a lot to do with that. But, everyone that mostly that's in the chat is, you guys are, my regular viewers, and you always come back, you always leave comments, and I thank you for that. So, thank you for that. Pronounced Walio with an, oh, I got Walio. Whiskey business, whatever happened to the community blend you did a while back? Oh, it's upstairs. I've been sampling it out. I have been sending out some to some people that requested to try it. ADHD Whiskey, hey bro Namath. What's up, bro Tato Chip? Listening to this epicness from the road. Have a great show. Oh, thanks for coming in. ADHD Whiskey, Matt. Everyone, you know him, you love him. Go check out his channel. Congrats, cheers to that. Thank you, guys. Yep. Let's see. Silverlock, congratulations. Oh, Brian Brennicky comes in with a $7 super chat. He says 7K, congrats. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the support, you and Tammy. I can't wait to see you guys. Hopefully you'll be able to come to my meetup in April, which is my next kind of quick announcement. I am planning on doing it. I think I found a spot in in Louisville, Kentucky. It's called the Sidebar. It's kind of right around the corner, right on Whiskey Row, close to Old Forester. I'm looking into doing kind of like a private event in there for anyone that wants to come. But I don't really have a head count yet. So once I solidify a date and a time, I'll kind of put it out there to everyone so we could start seeing how many of you want to come and hang out with me for a good part of the afternoon, maybe the night. If we get enough, maybe I'm trying to work out something at maybe Old Forester or Michter's to do a cool tour, maybe Peerless with everyone. So we're more to come on that. So I hope you're excited. So I wanted to mention quickly also, Karen Ford, who's in the chat. I took a trip to Nashville. YW says BJs are catching up to you, bro. Yeah, they're growing real fast too, man. Absolutely. What was I going to say? Yeah, I took a trip down to Nashville just this past weekend, and Karen B. Ford started the Music City Whiskey Society, and she invited me to go down there and talk with some of their members, and we talked about some history of whiskey, some epic drams we had. We had a rye flight. It was great. So I want to thank you, Karen, for inviting me down there. Took a drive down, and thanks so much for that. We have Anthony Macrodinotis. He says, starting my collection and can't wait to get my first Stagg Jr. Love your show. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Anthony. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Very generous of you. Cheers to you, buddy. Let's see here. Yeah, Sidebar actually has really good flights. They have a great bourbon selection, really good prices too. They still have like the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond in there. I think it's like $6 a pour. It's it's a great place. So yeah, it was funny. Me and the Bourbon Junkies. I was talking about it with Dan from the Bourbon Junkies. How this last month, we literally went up 1,000 subs within a month. It was crazy. So they hit their 1,000 a little before me, and then I was growing quickly right behind them. So yeah, it's been great. I think the more we collab, even the better it is for everyone. It's a lot of fun. So I also want to mention probably the coolest email I got. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? It was from a guy named Timmy, and I get a good amount of emails, out there from a good amount of people just asking questions about bourbon and whiskey, where to go, where to go in Kentucky and stuff like that. And I by no means am an expert on that, but I feel like I can give some good advice on some stuff that I've experienced that have a really great that I could recommend. So it's a nice time for everybody. But this, and if he's watching, I want to say hi. This is his name is Timothy Kidd. I'm not going to read the whole email, but what got me is that he wrote, "Want to say I love your show. Really enjoy your knowledge and recommendations. A little backstory and then a question." So he wrote, "I discovered your channel while I was looking for reviews on bourbons that I was considering for purchase. I am a captain in the Army, and I'm currently deployed to Afghanistan, so cannot currently taste bourbons. This made it difficult to know if I should pursue a bottle. Thus discovered your reviews and have used them to confirm what bourbons to chase. Being deployed, you get very bored at times, and searching for bourbons and listening to reviews has been a fun way to pass time when I'm not on missions. So thanks for your reviews and honest opinions on bourbons you taste." So he asked me some questions because he's going to be coming home. Hopefully, I think he mentioned in March of this year. And then when he gets home, he's going to go to Lexington and Kentucky and Louisville and go check out some cool distilleries. So we were talking about that and about some of the stuff that he's been wanting to try but hasn't had a chance to. So I really thanked him for that. I thought that was great. So I'm actually going to send him a bottle of my 1792 bottle and bond pick when he gets back. Because I just needed to thank him for for protecting all of our freedoms and stuff. I have a big appreciation for the troops and what they do. So raise a glass to everyone that has served or is serving or has family that served. Raise your glass. Cheers. Let's get the night off right. Cheers. Hey, we have Joseph Brazo in the house. Jason Coates is here, my doppelganger. Mark JG's here. Let's see, who else? Steven Sussman. Joseph Brazo with his "What the hell are you all doing here?" Love it. All right. Yeah, cheers to that, everybody. Cheers to the troops. That was a great letter to get from him. Absolutely. We've got a $2.99 super chat from Daniel Autry. What is up, Daniel? Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much, man. All right, I want to see if there's anything I'm missing. Oh yeah, so real quick, as I always do, I want to say thanks to my Patreons. I have up to 98 Patreons. I just need 2 more to hit that magic 100. Thanks so much, guys, for becoming Patreons. Just got some new ones. We got Alejandro, DMC KY became one. Let's see, Benjamin Eves, Brent Watkins, Jake Wagner. All you guys, thanks for becoming beginner, casual, and intense drummers. And of course, my legendary drummers, Andrew Bolin and Bootlegger. Thanks so much, man. If you want, you could become a Patreon for only, $1 a month if you want. Appreciate it. All the support helps, goes right to the channel, including getting my new coins, which I am getting my, now because I did a last minute change to my coin, they have to send me, and I designed it, they're sending me a prototype. So I'm gonna hang on to that prototype. I'll probably give it away or something for one of you guys, but it's a prototype coin, will be like the first one. And then that's supposed to come tomorrow, and then once I okay it, it's off to production they go. So really excited for that. We have the Linux Cat, comes in with a $7 super chat. He says, "For the 7,000 subs, thanks for all you do for the community." Cheers, Linux Cat. Love talking with you, getting to know you, and thanks so much, man. Cheers. All right, so let's go into a few news stories, and then we're going to get into some Stagg. So first, whiskey news. Let's go to the first story, guys. As I always like to say, get your wallets out. Teeling. Irish whiskey is bringing 2 new releases to the United States to kick off 2020. The first is a single pot still. Claims to be the first whiskey distilled in Dublin in almost 50 years. Teeling has previously released 3 batches of Teeling single pot still outside of the United States. The brand has decided to do away with batch numbers moving forward and plans to do another limited release of the single pot still bottling in the U.S. in 2021. Just 6,000 bottles are available in this limited release. It is made from 50% malted barley, 50% unmalted barley, and aged in ex-bourbon, virgin oak, and ex-sherry barrels. Bottled at 46% ABV, suggested retail price of $65. The second release is Teeling Single Cask Chestnut Cask. This single malt whiskey matured in ex-bourbon barrels before finished in chestnut casks. A total of 846 bottles will be available only in New York, California, and Illinois. Bottled at 55.1% ABV and has a suggested price of $100. That chestnut cask one, I want that real bad. That just sounds awesome. We got another super chat just came in. Jason Lone Grub, thank you coming in. He said, saw a bottle of Booker's Country Ham and Stagg Jr. Batch 12, each 100. Either worth it at that price. You know, Booker's Country Ham, I feel like you can get cheaper. Stagg Jr. Batch 12, I've seen it more expensive than 100, and at the rate they're jumping off the shelves, especially with, you know, channels like myself, Breaking Bourbon, other channels just absolutely loving that bottle. You know, if you're going to splurge and get one of them, you know, might as well be the 12. Nick Foles, if you had a chance to buy the Old Fitz 15 or 2019 Stagg, which would you pick? I can't answer that yet. I actually got a bottle of the Old Fitz 15. It's arriving tomorrow. So that'll be one of my next reviews. Ask me after the review, buddy. All right, let's go to the next one. This is Westland celebrates 6th annual Peat Week. Every year, Westland hosts Peat Week in Seattle. The celebration consists of panels, tastings, food, and cocktails. And it culminates with the release of the brand's American Single Malt. So number 6 annual Peat Week Single Malt, a single cask release, matured for 50 months in a French oak puncheon. This cask, number 3369, is bottled at 60.4% ABV. Only 50 bottles will be available at the distillery on Saturday, January 25th. Bottles are priced at $100. So if you guys are, if you live out in Washington, you know, you might want to go grab that one, because if you, I'm a big fan of Westland and what they do, especially the Peat Week stuff. Non-chill filtered, high proof, good amount of peat. I think they're doing great things at Westland. So if you live out there, maybe that one might be one you want to pick up. Next up is Woodford Reserve Double Double Oak. The 2019 release is coming out. This started in 2015. It's inspired re-releases since then because of the popularity. This bourbon starts as fully matured Woodford Reserve bourbon. Then instead of spending only 1 year and heavily toasted and lightly charred, it spends a full 2 years. This is bottled at 90.4%, like most Woodford Reserve products. Will come out, actually this should be in stores, I think, already. Well, at the distillery. Comes in 375 milliliter bottles at $50. It can only be purchased at the Woodford Distillery in Versailles, Kentucky, or Versailles, or however the hell you say it. And then for another Irish whiskey news, check this out, guys. Powers reveals new bottle design. I don't know if I like it or not. Powers Irish Whiskey, one of the Irish distillers brands, has announced a brand new bottle and label design for its 3 core expressions. The first bottle that's going to receive a new label is the Powers Gold label, which will begin rolling out in the United States in March of 2020. Powers 3 Swallow and Powers John's Lane will come next, starting in mid-2020 in the United States and globally in late 2020. In Ireland, 3 Swallow and John's Lane will receive the new design in March. So apparently the new bottle shape is inspired by the silhouette of the pot still Stillhouse at John's Lane Distillery in Dublin. Each of the 3 whiskeys will come with a different label color. Gold label will be red to mark the original Red Powers Diamond Marquee. 3 Swallow will be blue to represent the feathers of its namesake bird. And John's Lane will have a metallic ink color to reflect the industrial innovation that the Powers family brought to the original distillery. So, pretty cool. I like that it pays homage to the pot stills, like especially, you know, that top portion of the bottle. Kind of nice. Definitely a little bit more modern looking. I kind of like it. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Donald Rance, what do you think about this? Donald Rance is my Irish whiskey guy. So, actually, he did a great job on Whiskey Crusaders channel the other night. So, let's see. The new Powers design is awful. Yeah, some people don't like it. I like the bottle. I hate the label. Yeah, I would agree. I think the bottle shape's really cool, but I feel like the label has a lot to be desired there. All right. So I think with that out of the way, it's time to stag it up. So I have them all poured here. So what I'm going to do is show you the contenders tonight. So here's the graphic, guys. Ultimate Stagg mashup. Here are the contenders. We have Stagg Jr. We have the beloved Batch 9 that was pretty much everyone's favorite until the 12 hit. And now we're also getting reviews on the 13. So Batch 9 is 131.9 proof. Batch 12, 132.3. Batch 13 is 128.4. Now also in there, just to keep it interesting, I threw in the 2 George T. Staggs I had. The 2018 release, 124.9, and the 2019 release, 116.9. So those are the contenders, guys. So let's go back here and let's uncover these. So I'm just going to mix these up a little bit here. Okay, move this around here, move this around here. All right. All right, so all the Staggs I have here, all lined up, guys. This is the George T. Stagg 2019. This is Batch 9. That's Batch 12. That's Batch 13. And this is the George T. Stagg from 2018. So now I've only had one pour of the Batch 13. I had to borrow this from a buddy of mine who got one. I haven't been able to get the 13 yet. So so I'm excited to kind of put this in this blind because I've heard really good things about the 13 as well. All right. Christopher David is calling 18 GTS for the win. Joseph Brazo says, I just got the 12 and now I have to go get the 13 too. I don't know, Joseph. Apparently the 13 is just as good, if not better than the 12, some have said, at least. But I don't know if that's kind of the placebo effect from the 12. Everyone's getting really excited. So let me kind of do my notes here. I got a piece of paper. I can kind of keep track. Let's see, so I have glass A here. B, C, D, and E. All right. I'm going to kind of switch this up here between. Now we're going to break these down. Not so much like I do in my double bass ones, but we'll do nose, palate, and finish just to kind of help me decide which one I like. There are 5 here, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I want to make sure I keep track. So all right, here we go. Let's go number 1 here, guys. Now this one has a ton of oak on the nose. Very sweet. One thing I feel like I'm going to get on these is that typical George T. Stagg, that cherry cola note, both in the Stagg Juniors and the Stagg. The only thing with the Stagg, I'm wondering if that's going to be kind of the the overlying theme with all of it is the oak profile, because it's obviously the Staggs usually come in about 15 years old ish around usually. Let's see here. Yeah, this one has a lot of oak profile. Those typical cherry notes. Definitely some oak, a little chocolate in there. Man, the nose on this is pretty glorious. GTS 2017 is one of my favorites. Says M-Mo. Scott Ohm says 12 is phenomenal. Yeah, batch 12 is really good. But I feel like I'm getting more of an oak presence on this one. I don't know if that means it's the George T. Stagg, but definitely getting some more oak on here. Cherry, tons of vanilla, brown sugars. This one has like a like kind of that creme brulee thing going on with that rich caramel, the brown sugars. So really like the nose on A. But I think the thing that stands out on that one is the oak. Let's go to letter B here. Yeah, this one's way brighter. This one's a little bit more corn forward, definitely a little bit more like a kind of a buttered popcorn thing going on here. Very sweet. kind of Cracker Jacky. Still getting that cherry note on here. Good balance, pretty good sweetness too. A little bit more of a little bit more of a fruit forward nose I'm getting on this one. A little more like a cherry, like a candy apple I'm kind of getting on this one, which is, you know, those the apples covered in pure like cherry syrup. Really nice on the nose. Man, that one's pretty good. No, not as inviting as A, but still very sweet. Apple, cherry. Let's go into this one now. Wow, that one is completely different. This one I'm getting more of like a peanut note on this one. That's crazy. Little peanutty. This one is way more medicinal, like kind of cough syrupy on this one a little bit. Cherry cough syrup. Not that sweet Coca-Cola. Oh, man, it's so completely different than the first two. That's just wild. All right, so B that was sweet, candy apple. And C is kind of medicinal cherry. Kind of peanut there too. Really crazy. As you guys are kind of in here and watching me do this, definitely throw in any questions you want. Make sure you kind of highlight my name so I can see if you guys are asking me something. That always helps. Because I definitely want to chat with you guys while I'm doing this, because I don't just want to like talk to myself the whole friggin' night. All right, let's go to number 4, see what we get. Oh, this has a really nice nose. Man. This one is just... That one has the cherry aspect to it, but it's extremely like just the vanilla, the caramel, the oak. It's extremely balanced. Man, that is just candy in a glass. Cotton candy a little bit too, I think. Definitely tons of kind of like vanilla extract. A little molasses in there too. Phew. Man, I like that nose a lot. That's molasses. That's pure balance and sweetness. I get a lot of questions like, you know, about, you know, what I like in a bourbon, you know, as far as, you know, it seems like some people that I talk to that love really sweet, like on the sweet side bourbons, and I get that, but, and I, you know, a good sweet bourbon I definitely think makes it a lot easier to sip, makes it more enjoyable. But, you know, I really feel like it's going into a barrel for a reason. You need to not only age it, but get some of that oak influence too. And I think when a bourbon could have not only the sweetness, but a really great balance of some oak to balance out all the sweet, then I think you really got something. So that's why I don't, if something just tastes like pure candy to me, it's not always my favorite. I mean, it's enjoyable, but I like when there's a good balance there. Whiskey business, have you done a side-by-side of batch 12 and C918? C918, no, I have not done that yet. We'll see. If 12 wins tonight, maybe I'll put it against C918, see what happens, if I have any taste buds left. It's cold down in Florida, and so is my whiskey. Any tips on warming it up? I drink neat, but it's cold sitting in my house. Really? Whiskey's cold? I wouldn't like artificially warm it up. I wouldn't like throw it in the microwave or anything. I don't know, man. Just wrap it in a blanket and kind of put it, maybe sit it behind you a little bit, the bottle. Because if your house is cold, what's the next best thing? Your body. It's like you have a ton of body heat coming off you. You know, maybe wrap it in a blanket, stick it behind you or something, or I don't know, just kind of hold it near you, and eventually it should warm up. Bourbon Bunnies, love when I get the molasses note. Yeah, absolutely, man. Michael Isaac, what brand most like is Stagg Jr.? What band is most like is Stagg Jr.? What band is most like Stagg Jr.? What band is Stagg? Oh, that's a really cool question. Let's see. I think Stagg Jr. Like Stagg Jr. is like AC/DC, man. At least the beginning one. It's like it comes in hard. You know what you're gonna get. Same kind of rhythm, same kind of riffs. It explodes out of the glass onto your palate. But batch 12 and batch 13 are a little bit more refined. For George T. Stagg, I would put some age on that. I think you got to go with like the Rolling Stones or something for that. It's got more age on it. The music is a little bit more complex than what you get with AC/DC. So that would be my two bands. Keith Daniel says, Jason, number 4 must be Stagg Jr. batch 12. I don't know. I haven't had 13 yet either, but that one smells really good. If I compare it to, so far, number 1 was my favorite on the nose, but that's getting more oak. This one has a good balance of sweet and oak, so we'll have to see what comes up. So far, that's my favorite nose, I think. All right, let's go to the last one. Oh, another good nose. TNT. I'm dynamite. Please don't make me sing AC/DC. I don't know if I can get my voice that high. Holy crap. Dirty deeds done change. Oh. Wow. These two are so similar. That's crazy. This one is, the last one is a tad bit brighter. It's a little bit more youthful on the nose I'm getting. Number 4 so far is my favorite on the nose. This one is really close, but just it's got a little bit more of the youthful nose to it. This one is a little bit brighter, kind of caramel, a little bit brighter, corn sweetness. Roscoe P. Coltrane, AC/DC rock. No one has done more with 3 chords. Absolutely. You know what you're going to get with AC/DC. It's the same, it's pretty much the same songs, the same type of approach to it, nothing complex. It's AC/DC, man. Ouches Von Doom, is batch 12 the highest proof in this round? Yeah, it is actually. Batch 12 is the highest proof. 132.3. Man, that's good. Let me go to this one. I still think that's my second. Okay, so my favorite nose goes to number 4 here, or D. So this wins favorite nose. Coming in second with nose is letter A here, second, and E I'll give third. All right? All right, time to go to the palate. Let's start sipping some of this shit. Here we go. Number 1. Ooh. Yeah, that is oaky, cherry, molasses, brown sugars. Man, that is just Buffalo Trace all day. Brown butter, the pecan note that you get. Oh, love it. You could taste that oak influence on there. I'm gonna bet that's got to be one of the Staggs, the George T. Staggs, to be more accurate. So what's the AC/DC bourbon? Didn't we say it was Stagg Jr., AC/DC bourbon? My wife calls it Lady Bourbon. Lady Bourbon? Oh, so I get this guy that's on my channel. Somebody that's been leaving these comments. He's done it to like 2 or 3 of my videos. And usually if it's a bourbon video, oh man, that's good. That just keeps going. He keeps leaving this comment. Doesn't say anything about the video. He just writes, bourbon is checkers where scotch is chess. And I'm like, oh, how profound. And he's done it like 3 times. So, I wrote to him. I wrote a comment back. I said, if not for playing a little chess, if not for playing a little checkers, a game of chess would be pretty boring. Because a lot of scotches are aged in ex-bourbon barrels. So I don't know if he got it though. I thought it was clever, but who knows? One more sip of the Scary Peeper just finally able to jump on the live stream. Hey, what's up, Scary Peeper? Welcome in, man. DH so Stagg Jr. is only 3 chords. Oh, I see what you're saying. If you're going by chords, I don't know. If you're going to pick AC/DC with 3 chords, probably, I don't know. Probably like a good, I don't know, Jim Beam Black Label. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe like the regular, like Elijah Craig, or even like the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. It's not complex at all. Probably 3 chords. You have your oak, your nuttiness, your vanilla, and you're out. Blind Whiskey Review says, I like checkers. OG Briggs says, can't play chess without a checkerboard. Yes. Bayou Drams, Basil Hayden's is Coldplay. I like that. Basil Hayden's is Coldplay. That's friggin' hysterical, man. All right, so number 1 came in. Well, that's good. Cherry, great finish, good balance. That's a great one. Arthur Lopez says, Jephthah Creed's band would be Attack Attack. Jephthah Creed's bourbon would be like that shitty band that never makes its way out of the basement, that's just been, rehearsing for years and years, and they got real old, and now everything just smells like mothballs. DH Sill, I actually think Black Label is pretty damn good, boring, but it's good. Well, yeah, it is good, but like you said, it's a little bit boring. The checkers guy is probably Swami. You might be right, YW. All right. Let me get some water here. Joseph Brazo, you could still play checkers when drunk. That's a damn good point. Damn good point. Peter White says Jephthah is Justin Bieber. I love it. Hey, Robot Scott's in the house. How you doing? DMCKY says JC equals swill. Yeah, Jephthah Creed. Yeah, man. It's just, I really hope it gets better. Ugh. All right, second one. Here we go. Cheers. Wow. To me, that one is like, man, that is like cherry. It's like cherry cough syrup. It's like Robitussin. Man, coming off of that one, and you know what? This one could be real good, but coming off of the first one, that's tough. Ooh. What does that say? Let's see. Name a band that people say isn't real metal, and that's what JD would be. Oh, Jack Daniels? Oh, glad you enjoy it, Robot Scott. Isn't it great? I think are you drinking the first blend? Oh, that second sip was much better. Very, very sweet. Oh, the first sip on that came in like super, super cherry cough syrup, but then it just got real sweet, really mellowed out. That one just kind of threw me for a loop because I'm not really sure what the hell that one is. It doesn't have the oaky profile here, but it is really sweet, really delicious. Going for another sip. That one's getting better and better. Good finish on it, peppery. That one's also giving me a hint of molasses too, a little bit, some brown sugars. ADHD Whiskey says, pulled over to say Evan Williams BB can jump to its death off the bottom shelf. Yeah, you are not a fan. And I get it. It's not, you know, it's not the most complex bourbon in the world. I definitely get that. Michael Isaac says, Stagg Jr. is Tenacious D, Stagg is Spinal Tap. Oh, that's a good one. Whiskey Business, I've got an Eagle Rare store pick with a cherry cough syrup finish. Yeah, I think, you know, some of the Buffalo Trace products can come off that way a little bit. But I'm really enjoying number 2 here. It's coming off really well here on the subsequent sips. I wasn't that crazy about it on the first couple sips, but it's getting really good. Oh, Primus. That's a good call out, Arthur. Man, this one I did not like on the first sip, but after the second and third sip, it gets really good. All right, I still don't know if I like it more than one though. So this one is cough syrup. It's kind of funny when you're writing down cough syrup, but gets better. Really sweet, really good on that one. All right, let's get some more. Let's go to number 3. Victoria C's in the house. What's up? And Daniel Palazzolo. Daniel Palazzolo. How you doing, man? I'm going to guess you're Italian, but that's just based on your last name. I don't care. I think you're Italian. Ciao, paisan. All right, the third one had kind of like that peanut aspect to it. Let's see what it's like on the palate. Here we go, guys. Little amount of oak. Very brown sugary. A lot of caramel in that one too. Not too much of a finish on this one. Let me go into another sip. All the flavor here is up on the front of the palate. You get all the sugary sweetness, all the those oak tannins, that kind of that prickly type of mouthfeel you get sometimes. A lot of vanilla, very mouth coating. Not sure what proof this is. I mean, they're all kind of blending together now after having, you know, even these 3 in a row. But I really like that one a lot. But lacking in the finish a little bit. One more sip. It's oaky. It's really sweet. Good balance to it. I don't know. That one, it's really good, but I'm not sure if I'm that crazy about it. Definitely a solid pour, though. Man, I'm not sure. The oak is throwing me off and makes me think it could be maybe one of the, I don't know if that's the, I don't think that would be one of the Stagg Juniors. I don't know if that would be a Stagg either. Again, I haven't had the 13 yet, so I've only had one pour of the Stagg 13, so I'm not sure where the hell that one's falling. That one might be throwing me off a little bit. I think I missed some chats here. Let me go back, guys. Nick Foles, have you ever tasted a Bullet single barrel pick? Going to check one out tomorrow. I haven't. I heard that they're hitting stores and people are picking them up, but I have not been able to get one yet. Rebecca Page says, I'm having Old Bardstown Bottle and Bond, and I get huge cherry note from it. Nice. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that is a Willet product, I think, too. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brent from the Oak and Smoke Whiskey Reviews? What is up? Good to see you, man. If you guys haven't checked out Oak and Smoke, go check them out. All right, let's go for a sip of water here. Number 3 is kind of puzzling because it's not really like wowing me either way. It's not, I mean, it's just like a solid, really good pour, but it's not kind of driving me a little bit, you know, kind of going towards a lot of flavor, a really good finish. It's just kind of like a solid pour bourbon, whereas 1 and 2 are kind of a little bit brighter in flavor, a little bit more robust. So let's go to number 4. This one won Best Nose for me. Let's see how it is on the palate. Cheers. I just had some more. I gotta let that go through here. Oh. Yeah, second sip was, that was really good. Yeah, that is just, I mean, you talk about a candy bomb. That thing is just so sweet, so delicious. It's also hard for me to kind of like try to figure out what proof that is because it's so sweet. You know, sometimes when you have a bourbon, you're not really sure which way it goes because some higher proof will drink a little bit easier and vice versa. The Staggs in the beginning when they were first being released were, a lot of people criticized them for drinking way too hot. But 12 and 13, the batches seem to have figured out, they've kind of figured out a way that to turn that proof into sweetness and flavor. And I really like that about the newer batches. And that one is reminding me of it. Now, is that, if I would guess, is that 12 or 13? I don't know. Because it does have a lot of sweetness to it, but it also has a lot of, it's not drinking too hot. It's just all like super great flavor, but also leaving a good finish too. Let's go for another sip of this one. Joseph Brazo. Somebody accept that. Nickelback is Dickel, obviously. Nickelback is Dickel, obviously, yeah. Let's see. Donald Rance. So the mash bill, the same from year to year, and the variation down to the barrel influence and climate conditions. Yeah, I would imagine that. Yeah, the mash bill is the same from year to year. Stagg Jr. and George T. Stagg uses the same mash bill. It's kind of undisclosed, but yeah, it's basically a lot of, you know, when it comes to aging bourbons, you know, it really has to do with obviously the climate and all that. But every distillery has their sweet spots in the warehouse. You know, they know where they're going to put their barrels, where they're going to get a specific profile to either make a small batch and blend something really interesting, or to blend something and make it, you know, like Booker's for, you know, for example, they use barrels specifically from the center cut of the warehouse. If you go to Buffalo Trace, they say that their pappies are aging in like a down bottom corner of the lower floors in the warehouse. So every warehouse has sweet spots to get that maturation. But yeah, that's kind of the idea, and I love that. And I think the science behind that and what a master distiller has to kind of pick and choose and find out, I think that's one of the artistry of being a master distiller and, you know, picking and choosing. Pretty crazy. One more on number 4 here. That's really good. Number 4 is delicious. That might be my leader in the clubhouse so far. All right, let's go to the last one. Wait, let's get some water first. Guys, we have 198 in the chat watching. Thank you so much for coming in. Just watching this dude just drink some Stagg. This is awesome. I am really curious to see which one is which here. It's going to be pretty epic. Never had a George T. Jr. is really good. And Angelo Aguilera, how you doing, man? Dusty Dan, Whiskey Reviews. What's up, Dusty Dan? Nice to see you, buddy. Gabriel Burkle says, hey, all my bourbonites. Welcome in, Gabriel. DH Silva says, okay, fine. Let's do Lot B versus Stagg Jr. Batch 12. Oh, let us know in the chat how that turns out, buddy. Trev Wilson says, mash that like button. Yes, please. If you haven't yet, hit the like button, guys. It really helps out the live streams. Thank you so much. And thank you to The Wrench, Trev and Steve A., my wrenches. And Dusty Dan, my wrenches, my bourbon journey. All right, let's go to number 5 here. Cheers. That's really good. Oh, some of these are really throwing me off. This one on the palate, sugary sweet, super easy finish. Like, what the hell? These are really throwing me off. Like, this one I thought could be maybe the batch 12, but now maybe this one is the batch 12. And then you have batch 13 in, which I haven't really put against anything. This is crazy. All right, let's go for another sip of this one. Oh. Oh. That one on the palate is so... Oh, that is so good. That's got to be one of the that's got to be a George T. Stagg. That is really good on the palate. The mouth coating. Candy sweet. Molasses. A lot of molasses I'm getting in that one. Maybe it's maple syrup too. Whew, that is good. Dusty Dan saying batch 9 for the win. Everybody forgot about the beautiful batch 9. Coming in at 131.9 proof. That was everyone's like darling of Stagg Jr. before the 12 hit. Wondering where it is in here. I gotta say though, number 5 on the palate is delicious. That is such like sugar, caramel, butterscotch, cherry. It's like finishing so easy, but I don't. Oh man, that one's really good too. That's crazy. The last one is up there. All right, let me taste through these real quick again, and then we'll try to rank these here. Yeah, we got 200 watching in the chat. Awesome. Thanks for checking in, guys. Thanks for watching. We are, if you're just tuning in, we're in the middle of our Stagg Ultimate Stagg shootout. I'm going to give you here, I'm going to show you the everyone that's involved. Stagg Jr. batch 12, 13, 14, not 14. I think I'm starting to feel this stuff, guys. Yeah, 12, 13, okay. And then we have the George T. Stagg I put in there, 2018, and the 2019 release. So, all right, let's go back through these and see what we get. I think I'm going to try to go in reverse order here now and see what we get here. Let me start with this one. Damn, that is so good. That one's really good. That one has a great balance of sweet, oak, all the flavors you love. I don't want to get too detailed because I've already kind of went through them all. But when you kind of break it down simply, this one has kind of everything you're looking for. It's got the sweetness. It's got everything you like in the pecan note, the honey, a little bit of molasses, a little bit of cherry, really sweet. Great finish, but not overly killing you with alcohol. Very good on that one. All right. This one is high up there, I think, so far. Enrico Juan says, my bet is on 12, batch 12 for the win. Okay. DA Sill, once we proof down the Stagg a bit, not even close, lot B over Stagg Jr. batch 12, but at the same time, they're similar and there should be a big price gap. Why are you proofing down the Stagg? That's not fair. Karen B. Ford says, just poured a little of the batch 9, not much left. It is so good. Yeah. Yeah, remember the batch 9? Everyone's darling. All right, let's go to this one here. See what we get. This one is really good too. Very great balance. Oak, vanilla, caramel. Again, that toasted pecan note you get with a really nice, a good Buffalo Trace product. But it's not giving me the punch and the power that that one is. So, if anything, it falls short a little bit on that end. Let's see here. Brian Brennick, really curious. Blinding then. Yeah. Okay. It is very good though. It's very balanced. You know what's getting me on this one is the finish. The finish on this one is really, really good. It's long, it's lingering, really nice. Still going. The finish on this one is crazy. The finish on number 5 here is not as long as this one, but it's definitely leaving an impression. Definitely a little bit more oaky too, I think. All right, water. I have to start kind of rating these here. Number 5 or letter E, whatever you want to call it, is definitely in the lead here. This one, so well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do 3 of them so far, then see how these two line up. Let's go to number 3 here for me. This one seems to be the most muted out of these 3. Not a ton of punch to it. There's some good oak flavor. Still that cherry cola. Hint of chocolate I'm getting a little bit there too. But definitely when it comes to flavor, these two are definitely overtaking that one, just based on flavor. So if I had to rank them so far, this one is definitely not beating these two because this one is a little bit more muted here when it comes to flavor profile. All right, let's go to number 2 here and see what we get. So number 2 is definitely more flavorful than number 3. This one's coming off way more cherry. I'm getting way more like a cherry apple note. That candy dipped apple that I wrote before is still coming through on the palate, and it's delicious. I really like that a lot. Getting a little bit of pepper, a little bit of the molasses note, maybe a little bit more of a maple syrup characteristic on number 2 for me. Nice finish, good balance. Definitely more of a flavor punch than 3. I think 3 is kind of moving to the back of the line here. Go for one more sip of water. Hey, what's up, Fight for Sound? Nice to see you, man. MJB Maltman says muted equals lower proof. I mean, it could, but sometimes even a high proof one can be a little bit muted, depending on, you might get more alcohol than flavor. And like I mentioned before, I think that was the issue with the Staggs of the original batches that were released. I mean, the alcohol was not muted, but when you look at the flavor profile, it really, it really came across as way more, too much ethanol, and you're getting a lot of alcohol on the palate rather than flavor. Where I think with batches 12 and 13, as far as the reviews, you're getting way more flavor than the alcohol punch. So I think number 2 is it's really nice on the palate. Definitely way more of a flavor punch. Man. All right, let's go to number 1, see what we get here. Oh, number 1's really good too. Well, I just had some water. Let me go for one more sip here. Oh, number 1 is really good. This is going to be so hard to rank these. I mean, this one, number 3 here in the middle, is a clear meh. That one's not really doing it for me. It's great. It's really good. But compared to the other 4, it's trailing. The rest of the 4 all have really great attributes. All different, good in their own way. But you know, like trying to rank these, I think what I have to do is go by just pure flavor profile and not so much flavor profile, but what's giving me the most flavor on the palate. And also what's kind of lingering on the finish a little bit. because number 4 had a ridiculously good finish. Number 5 has a nice finish too, but it's so candy intensified sweet. But now number 1, when I go back to this one, it's so good too. All right. Oh, that is really good. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one, number 3, which is C, I'm going to put in last place. So this one is going to get 5th. Yeah, 5th place. All right, so that one is 5th. Now 4th, that's when it starts getting tricky. All right, here we go. We got 206 in the chat, guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. Cheers, everybody. So far, we have put letter C or number 3 in 3rd. Or I'm sorry, last place. I think the Stagg is starting to hit me, guys. The Linux Cat, admit it. You like them all. I do like them all. They're all really good. And, you know, if you did this blind flight 10 times, chances are you might get a different result each time, just based on what's next to what your palate's like that night. You never know. But I think this is a really fun way to kind of pick out, you know, what kind of the go-to Staggs are right now. So especially with 12 and even the 13 becoming so popular. So yeah, so that one's last. I would probably put, let's see, 4th. I mean, there's not really a 4th. They're all really good. This one's awesome. Let's go with this one here. That one's really good. I think that one's up there. This one is delicious. Okay, so these two are probably going to vie for 1st and 2nd. Now, 4th, That one's good, but it's kind of, I'm not sure, I'm not too crazy about the finish on that one. But again, a flavor bomb, really good. DH Silva, wait, you like a tasting of some of the most insanely great bourbons ever made? Well, yeah. I mean, naturally. All right, I like this one over that one. So this one's going, so number 2, letter B, is going in 4th. Even though it's still delicious, but it's going 4th. So I'm going to set that one there. This one here is going, oh man, that one is kind of punching its way up the ladder here. Shit, this is like ridiculous. All right. All right, so I have these 3 now that are left. I definitely have my 4 and 5. This one's 5th, this one's 4th. Let's taste this one. Oh, that is so good. Number 3, or this is 4. Oh, that's ridiculously good. I love number 4. And this one here, damn it. All right, I think I got my lineup, guys. I'm sorry, wait, one more sip of each. I just want to make sure. Blind Whiskey Reviews. What's the channel viewer record? I just saw 207. Oh, the record. I think the most I had once was about 220, 230, I think. But that was with David Jennings from Rarebird 101 when we cracked open the Master's Keep Cornerstone. I think that was the highest views I ever got. But it's pretty close. We're up there. Batch 9 is the is that batch 9? Batch 12? GTS? Shit. You have 209? Oh, man. I was going to say batch 9 is 131.9 proof, and I don't taste anything that high in here. This one, it's just not giving me the finish here. My Bourbon Journey says, just wipe them all off the table and like all you fuckers win. Yeah, basically. I mean, any of these could win. It's between these two. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm killing you. All right. All right, I'm going to rank them here. All right, this is fifth. That's fourth. I'm going to go... Hey, what's up, Richie Z? I think I'm going to put this one third, this one first, and this one's what this is. These are the two vying for first and second. That's close. One is just sweeter than the other, but I prefer the oakiness, I think, on this one. So this one's going to go second, this one's going to go first. All right, I got my ranking. Here we go. All right, let's get some water, and then we're going to find out what the hell won. Oh, Emily Chambers, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Rebecca Page, Jason C is just going to gather them all together and confess his love for all of them. They're all like really good in their own way. All right, so let's go to number 5, which is last place. Let's see what it is. Drum roll, please, all of you out there. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my God, that's embarrassing. Last place, George T. Stagg 2019. Holy shit. Yeah, that could have to do with the proof. Where is it? Yeah, 116.9. I wasn't a fan of the George T. Stagg this year. I gotta admit, it wasn't the punch of flavor that I was hoping. And yeah, it surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me. So GTS 2019, last place in this one. Ouch. That's right, William Davalar. Shit. Okay. Nicholas Bellagio goes, yes! Ouches Von Doom says, knew it! Okay, well that sucks. I just got a bottle of that. Robot Scott, it doesn't mean it's bad by any means, but when you kind of put it up against these, it definitely fell short a little bit. Karen B. Ford says she's on the edge of her seat. Okay, let's go to fourth place and see what we get. Now with these, who knows? Okay, fourth place. Ooh. Batch 13 of Stagg Jr. came in fourth for me. Fourth place, Stagg Jr. Batch 13. Okay. All right. I see you, Stagg Batch 13. But still, this was the Stagg Jr. Batch 13 was still miles beyond the George T. Stagg 2019. And got picked over it still. So, amazing. Really good. I think this was originally, I don't know which one this was originally. But yeah, really, really good. I like that a lot. If you have a Stagg Jr. Batch 13, I mean, it's really good. It's if you haven't gotten it yet or you're hunting one, I liked it over the George T. Stagg of 2019, so they're doing something right. All right, let's go to third place and see what we got. Batch 9. The old school, the stalwart, right in the middle. Batch 9 comes in third place, which means we have George T. Stagg 2018 and batch 12 left in first and second place. All right, second place. You guys ready? Ooh, first place. Wow, amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna slide these over here. I'm gonna move these here. I'll mix them all at the end. Okay. All right, here comes the. Let me give you. You guys want the first place first or the second place? All right, I'll give you second place first because I think it's really cool how well it did. Which one is it? You ready? George T. Stagg Jr. Batch 12, second place. And the George T. Stagg 2018 comes in first. So there you have it, guys. Second place, first place. I mean, wow. That was such an incredible tasting. Batch 9 still holding up after some of these really great batches that have been released. Coming in at third place. Batch 12 coming in second, the George T. Stagg coming in from 2018 coming in first. I just feel like this had that, again, when I talk about the balance, the oak, I think because of the age on this, that's what kind of put it over the edge. But this Stagg Jr., this batch 12, it's really good. It's really good. It just doesn't have the balance. It's like a candy monster. It's so sweet. And at 132.3 proof, it literally drinks like 110 maybe to me. It is so sweet, so delicious. Absolutely. Yeah, batch 12 is really good. I mean, Christopher Davis said if you're not first, you're last. Adjusted ranking for value 12. Yeah, now so if you look at the value of these, I mean, if you could find Stagg Jr. batch 12, there it is, 132.3 proof. I mean, this thing, and honestly, this could go toe-to-toe with the George T. Stagg any day of the week. It's really that good. So batch 9 came in third, still coming in with, I mean, just delicious flavors. Batch 13 for me, it was delicious. Still beat a George T. Stagg from this year. Still really good. Just, amazing, amazing stuff. This was an incredible tasting. And because it was such an incredible tasting, what I want to do, guys, is give away an entire flight of this so you can do it yourself at home. So this is what we're going to do. As you see on the bottom there, it says Stagg Flight Giveaway Tonight. What proof is the GTS 2018? That came in at 124.9. So definitely lower than the batch 12, but I think what kind of did it was the balance and the oak that you get, the age, the 15-year-old bourbon that's in the 2018. It really comes through. It's just a little bit more complex. The 12 just has such incredible sweetness this year. It's just so good. Nick Foles just cracked open a OBSO barrel strength pick. It tastes just like Noah's Mill. Well, it must taste like peanut butter then. What? Yeah, answered that. Great show. Dang, I'm about to lose. Batch 9, only one, don't have. Yeah, the Batch 9 obviously is an older release. It's kind of hard to find that one now. I mean, if you kind of search out smaller stores. I found one at an old store just sitting on the shelf. I was like, holy crap, you have a Batch 9 just sitting here. So I grabbed that one. But yeah, if you guys can get a Batch 12 Stagg Jr., definitely pick it up. The Stagg Jr. 13 is not bad by any means. All these are really good. Just delicious, delicious stuff. But yeah, the George T. Stagg for 2019 just, again, it's been a consistent theme for my palate. It hasn't brought the flavor, especially even the 2018. And I even thought the 2018 still lacked something from the 2017. So it goes to show you the last couple years, I feel like George T. Stagg has kind of diminished a little bit in the flavor punch. So I'm hoping it comes back with a fury in 2020. So what I'm going to do tonight, guys, is I'm going to give away this entire flight, so you can do it yourself at home. You're going to get 2 samples of George T. Stagg, the 2018, the 2019, and all 3 Stagg Juniors. So, all right. Let me get my question ready here for you guys. First, let's see here. Who's never tried many of these from the flight? Sorry, I'm just catching up in the chat. Only Junior 12. I've done Stagg Junior only. Bin. Jamie Pedretti writes bin. I also want to call out Patrick Fulmer. He did a $5 super chat. He said, "Good show, sir. Salant." Cheers, Patrick Fulmer. Thank you so much. Also one of my valued patrons. Cheers. God, that batch 12 was so good. All right. Yep, just got it. Chestnut Cash, Jason C., the people's champ. I try. I'm the people's champ. All right. All right, let's do this, guys. So let's go to... I did have a question laid out. Let's see, let me go back to it. Get your typers ready. This is just going to be a full-out question here. All right. So this is going to be obviously a question about Mr. George T. Stagg himself. You know, I'm a bourbon geek, and I love the history. So, first one to type in the chat. Well, come on, where is it? There we go. All right. All right, here we go. Yeah, this was the question I was thinking of. So, a while back, if you know your bourbon history, hopefully you've paid attention to some of my reviews, especially when I do a Stagg. George C. Stagg and Colonel E.H. Taylor, this guy, they kind of started the big distillery that became Buffalo Trace back in the day. But when those two kind of worked together, it really didn't work very well. They tended to argue, and they eventually split up. So in what year did the OFC distillery all of a sudden become the George T. Stagg Distillery? What year was that? What year did the distillery warrant his name? Looking for a year, guys. What year was OFC christened George T. Stagg Distillery? All right, let me go. Holy shit. Hold on. All right, guys, hold on. Let me go back to the chat. Now, remember, my chat could be different from yours. It could be, everyone always says that it's first on their chat or second. You know, it's weird, but sometimes the chats look differently on other people's ends than mine. So let me go through here, and let me see what we got. Looking for the year. Some people were were answering before I even asked the question. First one that got. Are you shitting me? Oh. Cap and Make It Happen, 1904. It's first on mine, 1904. Oh my God. John Picard, Cap and Make It Happen. You know, obviously, you know what, in all honesty, Cap'n, in your defense, you haven't won in a while. So I'm glad to see you win. Cap and Make It Happen got it right. 1904 is when the distillery became, or bear the name, George T. Stagg Distillery. So congrats to Cap and Make It Happen. John Picard, congratulations, man. Richie Zero, 2001, A Stagg Odyssey. Very good. Congrats, Cap'n, make it happen. So Cap'n, he was the first for me too. Okay, good, Steve. Thanks. Yeah, Cap'n is an assassin. He's ridiculous. Honestly, though, he hasn't won in a while, so it's been a little bit. You know, he hasn't won in a little while, but yeah, Cap'n needs to like play the lotto or some shit because he's a lucky dude. He knows his stuff. So I'm excited he won. So, Cap'n, I'm going to set you up. I'm going to send you 1 ounce samples of all 5 of these for you to do it at home. And I expect a full report after you do it and tell us your results. So that'll be great. So congrats to Cap'n, make it happen. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in tonight. Look out for my next review, which is going to be the Old Fitzgerald 15. Which should be a pretty fun review. And then I hope you're enjoying, I did my first episode today of What's on the Shelf Wednesday, which is going to be something I'm kind of really excited about. I think we'll be able to pull up some different bourbons and different whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, scotches, stuff that you could actually find on the shelf. I'm going to be doing that every single Wednesday for the entire year and hopefully going forward after that. So cheers. Let me see. Where was my number 1? My GTS 18. So cheers to you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We had, I think the highest I saw was about 220-ish tonight. Thank you for tuning in, watching this episode. It was the ultimate stag night. I will see you next week, Wednesday night. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share it with. Cheers. And I'll see you next time on the Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody. Cheers.